all this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like, I love from that's my soul, and I can't get nobody didn't give me a handout, but guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing.
It's so easy for people to get on here with their imaginary bank accounts full of money and say, oh, I would help my friend. You know, if I was in a position like B. Simone, you don't even know what the position B. Simone in.
Could she have blessed her? Could she have given something to her? Could she have written her a check the way she did for other people? Absolutely. Would that have helped Shekinah out? Obviously, because she brought it up.
I wouldn't dare allow my best friend to borderline reach the brink of homelessness if I had something to do about it.
All the things I did in my past for people, for friends, for niggas, for family.
I ended up parting ways with a friend because, in my opinion, she felt as entitled as this one here.
So I don't think we give enough credit or enough credence to people who made it first, who blew up first, who are the wealthiest out of the group.
So I'm trying to see that everybody watch the entire video of B. Simone with her friend, or y'all just looking at clips, because what I collected is B. Simone has some friendship trauma.
She's provided her a place to stay. She's given her money. She's helped her with her startup businesses. B. Simone has done a lot.
I done gave people money. I done bought houses. I done paid for divorces.
Now think about how I feel as your friend.
And then let me tell you, I'm gonna get there. It's coming from, like you said, bitterness.
Maybe it was justifiable. Maybe it's shady how they both dipped and left Megan. Who really knows?
I'm gonna say it. B. Simone was right. And I cannot stress this enough, but if you are the successful one or the one with money in your friend circle or in your family, everyone and their mama is going to come to you.
The day of my birthday, I transferred that dollar into that savings account, and I had $1 million in my savings.
B. Simone has been in headlines before about her friendships.
My friends don't go through this. I said, I'm always in the media for something negative. I'm always...
It's your favorite journalist, Kaelyn Ryan, and I'm back again with another video. Before this video continues, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you are a returning viewer or subscriber. Hey, if you're new to my channel, I am an entertainment journalist who is absolutely obsessed with Jesus Christ. If you blow up before your friend does, are you obligated to provide for them? If you're the friend that makes it out the hood, do you have to look out for everybody that's still living there? If you make more than your friend, are you obligated to cover tabs, pay for bills, help them out of situations? If you took the time to make certain choices to get yourself out of a hole, are you now responsible for other people who haven't done that for themselves yet? Is B. Simone a bad friend? I see both sides.
A celebrity, everybody thinks that, oh, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got
it, or they helping you.
Baby, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom.
B. Simone is an all-around social media sensation. She's done a lot over the years, and I personally have been a supporter of B. Simone, especially back then. So this video is every video that I see about B. Simone, I'm torn, because coming up, I watched Baby Girl TV on YouTube, her previous YouTube channel, and she documented and chronicled her journey, her hustle through trying to make it in Hollywood, brand deals, sponsorships, campaigns, business ideas, friendships, family, personal battles. So I have a certain level of sensitivity when discussing B. Simone, because I would feel weird not having it, be it that I've watched her journey on Baby Girl TV for years now. You know what I mean? When she was specifically pushing out that content, I was watching, I was a consumer. And that's where I met her then friend, Megan Ashley, as well. So, you know, granted, I did have my own thoughts about how she carried herself at times, but overall, she seemed like a very generous, kind, well-intended, goofy girl who's just trying to discover herself. That was my main takeaway from watching her channel coming up. So yeah, the B. Simone right now, who's diving in closer to Jesus, who's on a solo podcast journey ever since the friendship and ties were severed between her and Megan Ashley. the girl who's ready to be married, so to say, you know what I mean? This girl is a new one that we're watching in real time. And when you watch people in real time, you kind of just, you're privy to more information than the average. Like you personally watching me right now, what you did yesterday, what you're doing tomorrow, and your thoughts and who you went back to and who you're dating and who you're arguing with and things like that. I don't know that information because you haven't chosen to put yourself on a platform. So it's a blessing and a curse when you become a figure or a face to a brand, because as much as people are buying into you and therefore they're buying your products and buying what you're selling, they're also ready to scrutinize you or tear you down, depending on the fan base or the people who are watching. So you can't get one without the other. It just comes with the territory. And I'm sure she knows that by now.
My friends don't go through this. I said, I'm always in the media for something negative. I said, Fina doesn't go through this. Quay doesn't go through this. Zoe doesn't go through this. I said, I'm doing something wrong. Now I'm about to cry. What am I doing wrong? My name is always in for something negative. I'm like, I have to look internally and change what is the pattern that I'm allowing? And that has to stop.
B. Simone has been in headlines before about her friendships. If you're a human or a woman, you know that friendships can take a lot out of you. When you have amazing, blessed friendships, cherish them, pray about them, pray for them, and do your best to be sensitive to their remarks about you and change, and also speak and advocate for yourself. And that's the best way to foster a long-lasting relationship, is with open communication on both sides. And my personal favorite addition to a friendship is both being Christ-centered and both loving the Lord. I feel like that gives you like an even more better chance at surviving in this world and what's thrown at you guys. So B. Simone has had her things with friendships over the years, but I can't judge her off of that. We all have. Okay. So her and her then best friend, Megan Ashley, no longer communicate, whatever have you. They never went into detail specifically as to what caused them to stop their friendship so abruptly to our eyes, because I'm sure it was festering and things were happening behind the scenes. If I'm not mistaken, her new best friend was introduced to her by way of her ex-best friend. I want to say that Shekinah is Megan's cousin, if I'm not mistaken. If not, very, very close friend at some point. When the friendship stopped, it seemed as if Shekinah moved on with B. Simone. Again, not knowing what happened in the background. Maybe it was justifiable. Maybe it's shady how they both dipped and left Megan. Who really knows? And shout out to Megan. I love your podcast in totality. You're doing it, girl. You're killing it, girl. Recently, B. Simone has gone viral yet again for her Let's Try This Again podcast episode with her new best friend, Shekinah, where Shekinah expresses her thoughts on how B. Simone did or did not show up for her when she was at her lowest point. The internet has gone crazy. People are fed up. People feel disgusted with B. Simone. People aren't liking this. They aren't feeling this.
A celebrity, everybody thinks that, oh, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got
it, or they helping you.
Baby, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom. All this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like, to not have resentment in my heart towards you, because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like, nobody didn't give me a handout, but guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid, because whatever I'm building my story too. But it's like, as a friend, somebody who has it, it's hard to digest.
Before I let you guys see what everybody has been saying about B. Simone, I want to provide a little more context to someone that's been like, again, a consumer of her content over the years. B. Simone, you can say whatever you want about her. She's been extremely generous. Okay? From my recollection, she helped out her cousin Imani. She looked out for, I'm sure, Megan Ashley at different times, the same way that Megan looked out for her. In addition to that, I think she's been a blessing to her grandmother over the years. I'm sure she's looked out for her father. She has a mother that she doesn't truly speak on in detail, but I'm sure there's elements of that where she's been pitching in and being a blessing regardless of their dynamic and their relationship. She has a younger sister named Jordan, who she's looked out for over the years, and that's been chronicled all over. She cut her hair because her sister was losing hers.
I booked her a flight to Atlanta and I said, just come, I'm gonna cut it tomorrow with you. I've been growing my hair out for like a year now. And I cut a little bit last night, but I was like, if I cut my hair, I want my sister to be here with me, so. Oh my God. Hold on. Oh my God. I love you. I love you, 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 I love you.
She's provided her a place to stay. She's given her money. She's helped her with her startup businesses. B. Simone has done a lot. And I remember watching Baby Girl TV, her then manager, she was blessing to her. And as much as I'm sure it was a blessing to B. Simone with the business endeavors and the things like that that they would come up with together. But back then, again, similar to how we didn't get the information about Megan Ashley and her separation, the management, they separated. They severed ties. And it was speculated and alluded to that things weren't being managed properly. Things weren't being done in the most honest way. And that wasn't just with her. That was with another assistant or like help who came to do certain tasks for B. Simone that wasn't doing things honestly as well. I'm painting this picture to let you guys know that if you haven't taken the time to get to know who B. Simone is, she has been extremely generous over the years. I think it's just in her nature. Again, it's just, that's my opinion of her, watching her over the years. It's just been in her nature. Oh, you need this? What do you want? What do you want? You want this? You want a new car? You want this? You want that? She's even gone without doing certain things for herself in order to meet the common goal or to be a blessing or to achieve a certain thing or status. Like, again, I'm not saying she's without faults or flaws, but one thing I can't say about her is that she's not generous. This girl has been generous for a while now. And when you're in that type of space and position in life, it causes for people to leech onto you. So I'm sure she's had, let's just say 90% of the people around her have been loving, genuine, and actually care and root for her. But then there's been a strong 10% that have lied on her, lied to her, stolen from her, taken from her, not been honest. It's kind of like when you're that person that makes it or is that at an elevated status within your friend group or family, you're looked at as the answer to problems. You're looked at as the resource. You're looked at as the person to bond people out and bail people out. You're looked at in a lot of ways. And I can only imagine how stressful that is. You know what I mean? I personally, because of what God has put in me and the vision he's given me for the show that I have in my heart that will come to fruition one day on your TV screens, I know that that's going to propel me into a stratosphere like no other. From fame to wealth to resources to accessibility, I just know it's going to happen. But with that comes the shadow side to the blessing, which is people watching you, scrutiny, people trying to take you down, people not being genuine about their intentions on why they're trying to get to know you or why they want to befriend you. I know it's coming, not because I'm speaking death over myself and not speaking life. It's just a matter of fact. It just is. It just is what it is. So I don't think we give enough credit or enough credence to people who made it first, who blew up first, who are the wealthiest out of the group. Like, yes, it seems as if, oh, they got it all together. They have it. But we don't know what it took for them to achieve that. I don't like pocket watchers. I don't like, oh, well, you know, she got it. Oh, he got it. So I don't know why he didn't do this for them or why she didn't. You don't know people's situations. You really don't. And if you're really counting their pockets, you obviously don't have enough going on. You don't have enough going on. Because with my what I earn now and the things that I've done, like, yes, I've traveled. I've been to Europe. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Panama. And all of these things have been on my dime. So it's like one could see that and wonder like, oh, well, Kay's got this going on. Kay lives there. She does this. She drives or has a car, or her hair is always, or she's always, and you can assume something. Whole time you don't know. You just really don't know. You don't know if I'm up and I got thousands in savings, or you don't know if I'm down to my last $5, but I'm okay and I have more clients when I get back in town and I'm gonna make it back. You don't know. You just don't know people's situation. You don't know how much I've given to people, how much of a blessing I've been, how much I've sown into ministries or people's lives. You just don't know. And it's not for me to explain. And it's not for you to explain to me. You just will never know the amount of things that people do for others that go unsaid.
All the things I did in my past for people, for friends, for niggas, for family, for the wrong people. The money, I done gave people money. I done bought houses. I done paid for divorces.
The amount of giving that my parents have done individually to their own family members and friends and to my sister and myself, and my parents are extremely generous, and they do things that I'm sure I will never even know what they've done and how they've been a blessing in other people's lives. My sister is a blessing. The amount of things that she does for clients and people, like, I'm just saying, you can't count people's pockets. Oh, they must have it, because you don't know if they're paycheck to paycheck. You don't know that. You don't know when I'm paycheck to paycheck. But I serve a good God, and a God that provides, and a God that understands where I'm at in life right now. And he meets every need because I'm a tither and because he loves me. So I'm just big on not counting people's pockets. Yes, B. Simone is allegedly a multimillionaire. She is that girl. But we don't know how much she spends monthly on bills, on her business, on her new Let's Try This Again app that she's been building for the past 2 years or so. We don't know how much money goes out monthly or annually. So you see her and you assume, but we truly will never have an honest idea of what people have going on.
I already had $1 million, but I didn't have liquid. You get what I'm saying? I wanted to see that in my account, like see them zeros. I wanted to see the money in my account. So I was like, I want to be a millionaire liquid by the time I'm 30. Like, I've never seen $1 million at once in my account. So that was the goal. I documented the journey, and it was crazy. I did all my hustles up until I did hair. I was posting like, who wants a shout out? I think I made like 50 bands in one day from like shouting out small Black businesses. And then I did sew-ins. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I was like, okay, pull up, get up, sew-in by B. Simone. I did clients. I sold my little Toyota that had 3 hubcaps. I think I got like $900 for it. They gave me like $1,000. I was like, all right, we adding that to the bank. We about to get this $1 million. So I was like $350,000 away from my goal when I started, and I had 30 days. So I just hustled, used all my talents, all my gifts. The day of my birthday, I transferred that dollar into that savings account, and I had $1 million in my savings.
It's so easy for people to get on here with their imaginary bank accounts full of money and say, oh, I would help my friend. You know, if I was in a position like B. Simone, you don't even know what the kind of position B. Simone in. And then a lot of y'all don't even have 10, 20, 30, $1,000 in y'all account to even know what it would really truly feel like to even give a nigga $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Or even $1,000. It's a reason why that damn girl broke and ain't had no money. It's a reason. And the reason is she's horrible with money. And she makes bad money decisions. Out here living this damn facade. That's a lot of y'all problem. And now I'm supposed to what? Help you keep living it? What the, huh? The most she should have did was probably get that girl somewhere to stay. You know what I'm saying? Help her brainstorm to figure out, this, that, and the third. But this girl math be tearing your ass up when it comes to real life situations with real life money that y'all real life don't have and real life ain't work for.
So I just wanted to set the tone with that before we get into all the other things. It doesn't mean that I overwhelmingly agree with B. Simone's stance in this viral clip, but I just want us to be sensitive to that. And be honest with yourself. Are you the person that's always leeching on somebody? Are you the person that's always pocket watching? Are you the person that's always like, oh, if I don't have it, they gonna have me. Oh, I know they got me. Or I can make these wild, crazy mistakes because I know I have people to fall back on. I know I have someone that's stable and responsible. I know who I can fall back on. Are you that person? Like, that sucks. That really does suck. Be somebody that people can lean on, not someone that they know when you call, they know what you're calling about. Do better. I'm not at all saying that that's Shekinah in this situation, that that's the friend in the viral clip. I'm just saying my thoughts before we go into it. Without further ado, check out these clips.
And B. Simone, I don't know if you just can't read through the lines or maybe you just simply don't give. But your best friend just literally sat there and told you how she lost everything. How she lost everything and even had to go on food stamps. And she sat there and she watched you help somebody else while she was drowning. And you sat there and said, Jesus.
See, it was hard for me to digest because when you was driving, I was walking. When you was eating, I was hungry. And when you was shucking, I was jiving. But I'm not mad at you because, see, I had to go through that. I had to learn that lesson. That was on me. That's all on me. Jesus. Jesus.
I want to preface this video by saying that nobody is obligated to help anybody. But, like, if you calling somebody your best friend, then like you shouldn't be helping them because you feel like it's an obligation. You should be helping them because that's your friend and you gonna help your friend. Was in celebrity status and rich and famous, and what pissed me off the most is not that she was going through these hardships, because I understand her mindset. Like, even though you my friend, you're not obligated to help me if you don't want to. But at the same time, if I call you my best friend and I reach a level of surplus or a level of status to where I am rich and famous, you coming with me. What?
Yeah, I get it. They feel as if your friend is a multimillionaire. Why in the world are you struggling? And on one end, yes. When your friend has it, then yes, you shouldn't. That doesn't mean they should save you from everything, but there should be a way that they can be like, you know what, girl, I can't take care of this, that, and the third, but I can slide you a couple. I can give you 1,000. I can hook you up with this job opportunity. I don't know if B. Simone is experiencing some level of fatigue with doing for people over the years, and maybe not having people do for her.
Finances, like the budgeting. You see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah,
like I notice it in me now, just nitpicking, and it's not even. I just don't have it like to spend the liquid. Yeah. I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to. God, please don't change my heart. I do not want my heart to change. I don't want my optimism to change. I don't want to see the glass half empty. I'm trying so hard not to be bitter and mad and angry, but I am broken right now.
Because she's always been like the one. You know what I mean? She's always been the one with that amount of money. Maybe she's experiencing some level of fatigue, and it just so happens to align with a bad timing in Shekinah's life where she's like, oh, I've seen you do it for other people, but you didn't do it for me. And B. Simone didn't explain herself. She just kind of like looked at her like, yeah, that's a real fact. And who's to say what goes behind the mental of B. Simone when she hears that? Maybe she doesn't want to be the savior yet again.
And then let me tell you, I'm gonna get there. It's coming from, like you said, bitterness. Yeah. Okay. It's like a guard is up.
But it's like, as a friend, somebody who has it, it's hard to digest. Everybody has their own lesson.
Right.
Mine is like, okay, don't be resentful. But you were trying to fight through bitterness or unforgiveness, whatever.
I did that already.
Right. But it's like, okay, if God told you to give Shekinah some money,
right,
would you listen, or would you allow would you allow what you did in the
resentment
past
and the bitterness
to come between that?
Yet another person's down on their luck, as life happens to us all. And maybe she doesn't want to have to be that savior. Maybe she wants people to figure it out regardless of if she does something for them or not. Because in actuality, you're going to figure it out whether she gives you something or not, because you just have to. Could she have blessed her? Could she have given something to her? Could she have written her a check the way she did for other people? Absolutely. Would that have helped Shekinah out? Obviously, because she brought it up. So I think I see Shekinah's side where she's like, man, that was hard to grapple with. That was hard to sit there and know that my new best friend has the resources and the reach to do X, Y, and Z, and you never did that for me. I can totally see why people are in an uproar about that. Yeah. Shekinah also said something pretty profound where she said that she knows that this is her story, that she has to have her own story. And yes, I do agree with that. I like that she at least has that mentality. Again, I'm not saying that B. Simone couldn't have knocked her down some money or done this or done that. I'm not saying that. But I like that on the other side of it, she's like, you know what? If me and you never met, if you and I fell out tomorrow, this friendship wouldn't be able to serve me anyway. So I would have had to have figured it out anyway. You know? I don't know. Part of me feels like B. Simone probably is just at a point in life, whether you guys want to call it selfish or whatever you want to call it. I think she's just burnt out. I think she's burnt out. And the Bible says to not grow weary in right doing. So yes, when you're doing right and you're doing often the right thing, to not grow tired, to not give up in the pursuit because of how much is taking out of you or whatever have you. But also the Bible calls us to exercise discernment and wisdom of where we place our resources, where we expend our energy, and what we do with people. So the best example I can give is I've done a lot of stuff for free over the years back in the day with this pursuit of journalism and media, and some for really, really high situations and some like lesser than type of events or venues. And I experienced some level of fatigue when I was at another event working it, and I didn't put my all into it because I was here again doing something for free. And yes, I was technically right that anything that I did was more than enough because I wasn't being paid to do it. But that wasn't the time to clock out mentally. That was not the time to be like, oh yeah, let me just pull back on some of my talents and some of my efforts tonight because I'm not being paid. My mom was like, you've done more for less than, and now you get in this room and you trying to reclaim some type of power, in so many words. And I was like, you're right. But I had to figure out what that was. What is that, Lord? What is that when I decided I didn't want to give. I felt like I experienced a level of fatigue, and I made myself and the person I was working with, I ended up turning it all around. But in the moment, I made the situation pay for what I feel like was taken from me in the past. Like sometimes we've been so hurt in our past here that we not standing for that now. So now this person doesn't get that much grace. Now this person, the minute you think they're cheating, you're out the door because you went through it 10 times. You're not even giving this person the chance or even half a chance or even a tenth of the chances that you gave the past ones because you're just so fed up in this new season. You're protecting your peace. You're this, that, and the third. And I respect that. And I think we all get to points where we're just no longer tolerating something. But that doesn't mean that the new person, the new business, the new endeavor doesn't require our all or our best and a fresh start. You know what I mean?
So I'm trying to see that everybody watch the entire video of B. Simone with her friend, or y'all just looking at clips, because what I collected is B. Simone has some friendship trauma. And now outside of her friendship trauma, she's able to be like, dang, I helped the wrong people. And it's unfortunate that that girl Shekinah had to be one of the people that she should have been helping maybe. Well, I think everybody she helped, like, you know, like it probably was supposed to be that way. But like, I highly feel like now she could look back and be like, dang, like Shekinah is the friend that I should have been helping, but I was overlooking her. I felt like I seen, being someone who's went through a lot of friendship trauma, I feel like B. Simone is traumatized, for one. Now, do I agree with B. Simone and how she handled that? Heck no, I would never know my friend going through something and I got it. I'm passing out plates. I'm not just putting food on the table, baby. I'm passing out the plates. So I'm just really like sitting here, like when I watched it, I just was like, okay, I can see B Simone, like, and it wasn't it. I feel like B Simone, like that was just wrong for her to like know her friend going through something, like point blank period. That was wrong for her to know her friend going through something. But I also was able to put myself in her shoes and be like, wow, like you got some friendship trauma, and if this was last year that Shekinah was going through all this stuff, getting her car repossessed, B Simone probably was in a place of like, man, I ain't helping nobody. I mean, her and Megan fell out last year. She fell out with all her friends last year, if I'm not mistaken. So that will put you in a place of like, man, forget everybody. Like, I don't know who to trust. I don't know who to, blase. So that's where my thinking point comes from. But like I said, I personally cannot have friends that are close to me that I love and see them struggle. Point blank period. Like, I'm just gonna have to help you. I'm gonna have to help you.
I get both sides. Yes, she could have helped her friend out. Absolutely. B Simone has always been helping people out over the years. So if you were her, giving millions over the years to people and resources and businesses and helping people fund things and start things and using your platform and promoting them and doing this, and then subsequently getting robbed or lied on or stolen from, what type of person would you be at that point? We're seeing her as a snapshot right now, but how did she get here? You know what I mean? So I just want this video to have us kind of think a little differently. Again, it doesn't seem like the best thing to do when you have a friend. If I have it, my girls got it. If they got it, I know that I would have it. Yes. But also, I'm not a multimillionaire that's done so much for people and been taken advantage of. And now I'm in my, let's just say, 15th friendship. And I'm sitting there like, I can't be your savior too. I've been the savior of all my previous best friends. And who's to say that that's a right mentality? Who's to say? It's a bad time to get fatigued when it's your turn for the need. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I know you've done this for other people, but they're like, yeah, but not anymore. And it's not anything you necessarily did. It's just, I'm no longer doing this. And it's like, oh, okay. And you really can't be mad at people for that. It's their money. They earned it. I mean, would it have been nice? Absolutely. Is she wrong? No, not technically. But I guess they have to have a deeper discussion in their friendship about what that means and what that meant. And if Shekinah is able to move forward in the relationship, not feeling slighted by B Simone and seeing her bless others and not bless her. But as long as we all take personal accountability to how we get somewhere, you could call me right now and you only have $2 to your name and you need $100 because you need a spare tire or something like that because you caught a flat. And to the blind eye, they would be like, okay, why didn't you hook them up? Why didn't you give them the money? One, you don't know if I only have $7 to my name. You don't even know that. Or you don't even know if the $1,000 that I have to my name right now is allocated towards a business, a person, a situation. You don't even know. But let's just say I have the money. You don't even know if the person on the phone who's called me has literally never been responsible, never made a way for themselves, never hustled, never worked the extra hours. All the hours that I did to get the same money that you're asking me for, you could have done the same thing, exerted the same energy, if not more, and had a better cushion for yourself when things got hard. So I'm not saying Shekinah didn't work hard, that these things happen, because I don't know her life. I don't know. I just know she said she was getting food stamps and had to move in with her parents, but technically she has parents. She has parents. And that's a lot more than a lot of us can say. And if anything, if my parents got me, if they give me a place to stay and a roof over my head to cover my overhead for a moment while me and my babies figure it out as a single mom, as she said, I think that's a big deal. And now I just got to hustle my way out. Again, I'm not in her shoes, so I don't know if I would then receive the blessing of my parents taking me back in and then still look at my friend to potentially hook me up or throw me some money when I already have the blessing of having family that is welcoming and receiving me and my children.
It's hard to digest. I don't know, that triggered me, and it triggered a lot of people in the comment section as well, because one user says, oh, hell no way, I'm a millionaire and my friend ain't got a paid off 4K car, a little Toyota or something. They had 11,000 likes. Sierra Saucy, this is hurt to watch. We really have to employ wisdom and discernment with whom we consider a friend. 1,000 likes. I ended up parting ways with a friend because, in my opinion, she felt as entitled as this one here. She's a single mother. She has a baby daddy. Her baby daddy is doing well. I know about, Shekinah. She had businesses that weren't doing well. They failed. While she had businesses, her sister at one point came to work for her, and she wasn't even paying her own sister. Do I help my friends out? Absolutely. I'm gonna feed you. I make sure you ain't homeless. You couch right there. But I ain't paying no rent. You got a baby daddy with a job. Why is he not helping you to keep your car? Why does the responsibility have to go to the person that works around the clock to keep her money coming in? And if she decides that she wants to give $1,000 to strangers that pay her bills, because without these strangers, B. Simone wouldn't have the $1,000 to give away? I don't know. I just feel like maybe this generation is just too entitled for me.
You never know when someone's at their wit's end. And maybe by the time you meet them, they're no longer doing that thing. And that may suck. But like Shekinah said, this is her story. This is her journey to figure out, and God's got her. And if nothing, she was able to buckle down and figure it out with just her and herself. Because I feel like when people become friends with people of status, not that that's why she became her friend, but when that happens, I guess would like to think that maybe you can start to think, oh, if something ever happened, I know they got me. But no one ever has to have you. And I feel like that's just the biggest takeaway from this, is that yes, it's ideal for people to be a village and make sure everybody's up, everybody eats, everybody's got a mansion, everybody's got a jet, but technically they're not required to. Yeah, it's a harsh reality, but they're still friends right now, so I guess they have an understanding, and at least, I guess, I'm
gonna say it. B. Simone was right. And I cannot stress this enough, but if you are the successful one or the one with money in your friend circle or in your family, everyone and their mama is going to come to you when they're going through a financial problem. You are not financially obligated to help anyone. I used to be the when I eat, we all eat friend too at one point. Trust me. And I did that. I kept my word. They ate everything off my mother clucking plate. I had nothing left for me. The only people I feel like I need to look out for is my immediate family. Everyone else, you're going to have to let them go. I'm trying to tell y'all, as someone who lost everything, you can't help everybody. Some people have to go through things on their own. And I know that she was mentioning that B. Simone was helping strangers, but that's because strangers don't have full access to you. She named a whole list of things that she needed, right? Strangers, if you help them one time, that's it. If you help somebody that's close to you, that got your phone number, you're going to have to help them every time. Every time. And so for those who disagree, I understand. I was that way too. You gonna see. You gonna help everybody. Ain't nobody gonna help you. Ain't nobody gonna have your back. I promise you. And it's not because they simply don't want to help you. They don't have nothing. That's why they're asking you for everything. I'm sorry. Go to God. Go to God.
I see everybody talking about the B. Simone situation with her best friend, but y'all not getting to the nitty gritty. Like, okay, cool. B. Simone a bad friend. The best friend is a bad friend also. And let me tell you why I say this. She's manipulative, number one. She found a way to somehow slide in the different points of B. Simone being a bad friend and trying to butter it up as a lesson or a good message. Oh, you didn't help me out when I was down and bad, and you was helping everybody else out. But I needed that though. I needed to see that. I needed to feel that. It was a good thing. Oh, she went on to talk about how she was nonchalant and jealous when she told her about her good news or whatever. It was all a plot, in my opinion. Like, she had intentions on doing that from the get. This is why you do not get on a podcast or start a podcast with a friend that you was at odds with at one point in time. And like, it just gives backdoor energy. Why you waited till y'all was on the podcast to want to speak on this? It seemed as if they didn't have this conversation before. Like, it was a feeling that she let out. She waited until there was an opportunity, a greater opportunity to get this off of her chest, so that, okay, now I got my get back. I remember I was down bad, and you ain't helped me with the woo, and then you was jealous of me when I got my opportunity. Now we on this podcast, I'm finna expose you. Like, that's my lick back.
You guys let me know how you feel about it in the comments. I'm curious you guys' thoughts. I truly am. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it provokes some level of like different thinking. If not, and you disagree with everything I said, hey, hey, look, it's a free world. Do what you want to do. If you find that I made any points, let me know in the comments as well. Remember that Jesus Christ absolutely loves you and adores you, and you are the apple of his eye, and he literally died for you on the cross. He loves you that much. He died for you on the cross. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been your favorite journalist, Kaelyn Ryan. God bless.